All right, give me another extreme example that was tracked of a near-death experience.
Well, the last category is where the person who has it is near death, but they report data from somebody who is irreversibly dead, and you'll never see him again in this world. And there's a number of those. Now, the example I gave, hate to tell you this, but your cousin was just killed in Afghanistan, and you're going to hear about that. You know, the person you might meet, it's not Jesus for sure. But I just thought as I said that, look at when Jesus took Peter aside and said, they're going to come and take you in a way, John 21, where you don't want to be taken. He predicted the death by which Peter would die and then Peter, just reading last night, where Peter says, this tent's going to be, it's going to be taken from me pretty soon. I'm going to be, as the Lord told me. So when someone says, you're going to get a telegram and it happens, or sometimes not quite the same as near-death experiences, but what sometimes are referred to as post-death visions, where somebody gets a 10-second meeting with somebody the day of the funeral. There are a number of stories where they're sitting there in the person's home, and everyone's going to be getting their cars and going home the next day, and the funeral was today. And there are a number of stories where 3 of them are in the living room, 5 of them are in the living room, and the wife, the grandmother, appears in the room briefly for 5 seconds, and someone says, are you really here? And sometimes they don't even talk. And they walk over and pick up a hairbrush and walks over and drops it in their lap. And everybody sees the person move an object, or just the fact that more than one has seen them. But the point is, they don't ever come back. So they're irreversibly dead. So those sorts of Twilight Zone, dad, there's a famous case where in one of those, where the fellow saw his dad, the family had been trying to solve a will, but they couldn't find the writing. Dad had put it somewhere and nobody could find it. When the son sees his dad, the son comes back for the near-death experience. Dad told him it was sewn into the inner pocket of one of his coats. Hopefully they didn't throw it away, and they hadn't. And they found it, and they got the document out. So the key is that the person who gives the information is irreversibly dead. Some of these are 2 years, most of them are 2, 3, 5, but occasionally you get a 10 or a 15. I know one that was 49 years later.
Had been dead for 49 years.
The person was dead for 49 years. It was his mother, and she died in childbirth. And before he was old enough to walk and talk, his father had already remarried. So mom's pictures were all out of the house, and the new wife, by that time, the pictures were in the house. And when he had a near-death experience and said, I met my mom, the aunt who understood that her sister's pictures had not been around the house because her brother-in-law had remarried, she came over with the family album and said, which one did you see? And he picked his mother out of the book, but they didn't talk about his mother, only to keep things, you know, so that was another one. But she'd been dead for 49 years. This man had a heart attack, and so he was presumably 49 years old.